Good evening to you, wherever you're watching us from. This is Business Tuesday Outdoor Edition. Right, today we are doing our Business Tuesday edition outside the studio. It's a new year and new things. My name is Eddy Nyadwa. First, let's take a look at some of the news we've lined up for you. Kenya Airways launches direct flights to the US. An ambitious 9 trillion shilling project launched in Kwale County. New markets rustling away in Odha and Kamakwa. And Miss Caroline Munene to head medical insurer AAR. National carrier Kenya Airways is now flying directly to the US. However, not just yet. The maiden flight is set to take place on 28th of October later this year. However, ticket sales for the maiden flight are already on, with the offer price for a business class return ticket costing $2,499 while an economy class return ticket will cost you $869. The 15-hour-long flight will terminate at the John F. Kennedy International Airport and is the first of KQ's ultra-long-haul flight targeting corporates and premium leisure segments. The 787-8 Dreamliner plane will have 4 pilots and 12 flight attendants with 234 passengers.
Capacity, but we will be depending on the seasons, depending on I would say even the days, we will be pretty constrained in terms of payload restrictions. So our top priority for the moment is to carry all of the passengers and luggages, but we will have to be very cautious in committing ourselves to carry cargo because of the length of this flight. And you know, this is always honestly everyday challenge, because if you have customers with more luggages, then you cannot take all the cargo. If you have less luggages, then you can take the cargo. This is very specific to this route.
And still on matters flying, Freedom Airlines has also officially commenced commercial flights to Garissa. This comes after Sagal Airlines stopped its flights to the town 2 years ago after operating for only 2 weeks, citing lack of passengers.
Tuna furaha kubwa sana kwa sababu tulikuwa na njiani masaa 6 hivi, tulikuwa na jam.
Hao alikuwa anataka ndege, so ameumia na gari nini whatever, so nimetoa shukrani kubwa sana.
Retail chain supermarket Naivas on Wednesday last week opened another store in Nairobi's CBD. The new branch is located at Development House along the busy Moi Avenue that was previously occupied by Trouble Nakumatt supermarkets. The new outlet will operate on 24 hours and brings to 16 the total number of the family-owned retailer outlets in Nairobi County and 44 in the country. Naivas Chief Commercial Officer Willie Kimani said the outlet is very critical in its operations since it's located in the CBD with the high population.
We're quite happy that we've been able to open 4 stores within the last 1.5 months. And this store comes in at a very particular moment because we have not had a proper presence in Nairobi CBD. We have only had 2 stores in Ronangala. We have not been visible in the CBD, and the CBD has actually been a very critical place. So when this place, the premises fell vacant, we were quite happy to actually take it up because we believe that there's growth in that's going to be there and servicing everybody on their way home, the offices, and generally Nairobi, because Nairobi is here to stay. However much we have the metropolis growing and the transport system changing, Nairobi is still here to stay. So this is actually one of our anchor stores, and this is a store that we believe should be able to give and contribute almost 2.5% of our overall revenue. We believe, and one of the key things that Naivas has always done is saving people money when it comes to shopping and ensuring that at any one given particular moment that the Naivas prices are better than the market. So after the subsidy, now we actually have that flexibility to be able to start negotiating with our suppliers and ensuring that indeed we get better and better pricing. Yes, and this is actually one of the key. For example, these are very good promotions that we actually have specific to the development house, and selling it at almost 7 shillings cheaper than the market, we are quite happy that this is also going to draw the customers, and as a reward the customers, we get more foot traffic. We always have price offers, so we not only have for this, we have, for example, we're giving a free soundbar with an LG TV worth 30,000, and you're only buying a TV worth 34,000. Basically, you're saving half the price. Actually, yeah, that's 34,000 shillings saving. There are very many other savings that you have on rice, on tissue, and everything, and all the commodities. It's only that at this particular moment, the key issue of the market is flour, and we are going to be the best, and we're going to ensure that at any one particular moment, our pricing on commodities, we are the best. And with that, Naivas has been known for that, with the Kenyan brand, because of our normal pricing on commodities.
A multi-billion shilling project that aims at boosting the country's economy and improving the livelihoods of the coastal people was launched in Kwale County. The project, dubbed Shimoni Integrated Development Project, is projected to cost 9 trillion shillings and will be done by an engineering and consulting firm, Shelter Solutions. Upon completion of the project that will take 10 years, Kwale County will realize significant boosts in agriculture, housing, power, and roads construction.
And then if you look at here, we have modern communication infrastructure. Now you look at this one. Stage and traveling in this direction. Why this project? General for Jua Kali.
Number one, we looked at private sector.
Private-led initiative, and we are very excited that Kenya is going to be the home for this particular project. Not just Kenya, the county of Kwale and Shimoni.
With bringing bitumen emulsion, they decrease the cost of the road construction 10%, and it's a lot. We want to bring a new technology for bitumen. Bitumen is the most poison things using in the road construction. But new technology, call it bitumen emulsion. It's kind of bitumen, they call it in the word green bitumen. And it's the first time we want to use this project with the help of the shelters in Kenya. This kind of bitumen is, they call it green bitumen. It's manufactured part with water. It's not poisoned, not flammable, and there is no need to heat it up. And it's totally ecological, and it will be help for this area because there's a lots of agriculture around. And also, because these shelters guys were very open about the new technology, with bringing bitumen emulsion, they decrease the cost of the road construction 10%, and it's a lot.
We will be doing a lot of infrastructure. It's a private-led initiative, and we are very excited that Kenya is going to be the home for this particular project. Not just Kenya, the county of Kwale and Shimoni. So today is a very exciting day for the directors of Shelter Solutions Limited. We do expect and anticipate that there is going to be a very deep impact in terms of not only the economy of the county, but of the country as a whole. And we are looking forward to the rest of the day's events. I would encourage you to, keep your ears very open. We've longed for this day for 6 years. We've worked very, very hard. We do have the very best of agricultural contractors, of road contractors, of power generation engineers. We looked at the resources. I think our Managing Director, Saleh Munganga, was very clear that there are not only abundant resources, but there is immediate access, both through sea and also through the air. We will be seeing in the future, of course, one of the largest cargo export airports from right here. Also the potential for Kwale to produce agricultural products, organic agricultural products, which are in high demand across many of the new cities that are coming across the world, in Asia, in the Middle East.
Okay, the project has over 10 components. We are basically targeting agriculture as the main component, because this is going to cover and touch everybody in Kwale. And the way we have structured it is that we are going to supply power and water to the locals, because 3/4 of Kwale County is dry. Now, for us to be able to have the raw materials for our factories, we intend to supply water for irrigation. So that is the first component. Second component is water and power generation. And now we looked at our rivers. Sometimes our rivers dry up. And Kenya has been relying mostly on rivers for dams, for water and power. But now our technology, we've changed our technology to use the water that will never exhaust, which is what is just next year. That's why we brought this project closer to the sea. So we are going to use seawater. We clean it for local consumption, that is domestic, and for irrigation. The same process, in the process of cleaning that water, we are going to generate power. So that power is what is going to be used in all the installations within the project area, including powering the industrial park. We are going to require about 10,000 megawatts of power, which is not easy to generate locally in the country, using the available other sources. That's why we decided to go for desalination. Desalination has been so expensive, and that's why it has never taken probably root in Kenya. But our process is we are going to generate the same power that has been a problem to other investors who have been wanting to set up the same plants in Kenya. So since we are generating our own power, then we have sorted out the issue of cost of running a desalination plant. We are going to have an industrial park, which is going to process what is going to come from the farms, what is going to come from the sea. Now, the sea, we are going to have deep sea fishing, where we are going to allow to enable the local fishermen. We are going to provide them with all the necessary gears they require, including the trawlers, that will enable them to go deep into the sea, fish, come and sell to the project, CDEP, and then CDEP is putting up a processing plant. Actually, in this plot, this is going to be the first project, the fish processing plant. Well processed, that's adding value on what is coming from the sea. Now, the fishermen, all whatever we are giving them is free. We are only enabling them to have bigger catch that we will now buy, process, and we make money out of that. So our business will start by buying their catch. The business is on the installations. So those installations are going to generate funds, which we are passing over as a corporate social responsibility by doing the access roads. So fortunately, as I've said, we are going to cover almost all the roads, just because they are access to our installations. Because when you look at agriculture, we are going to carry out agriculture in the entire county. So we have to open up these roads to enable the services to reach the people. The water pipelines, the entire reticulation, and then power. So you see, that now makes sense why we normally talk about the 4,000 kilometers, 3,000. You know, we are looking at all these components. We are looking at an estimated cost of $90 billion. That is our estimated cost. By the time we are through, maybe 10 years. Yeah, we are going to run this project.
After a video of county askari officers in the company of policemen manhandling an hawker in Eldoret town went viral, Nakuru County leaders led by Governor Lee Kinyanjui are now accusing Uasin Gishu Governor Jackson Manago administration of ethnic profiling. The leaders now claim members of the community are being targeted in an exercise to evict hawkers from Eldoret town. They now want the deputy president to intervene on the matter. This helpless hawker found himself on the receiving end after Uasin Gishu County askaris and security officers nabbed and decided on him with kicks, blows, and even clobbered him with a baton. Not satisfied with beating him up, the askaris and police also destroyed the hawker's wares, several bananas and other fruits. Leaders from Nakuru County now accuse their neighbors of ethnic profiling, with many hawkers being from the Mount Kenya region.
Tunaangalia wenyu hapa, si pia uangalie wetu. That is a conversation we would want to have. Na mimi niseme nitaongea na Mandago today. Si ni kweli? Tusikubali chama yetu yaribiwe na mambo ambao sisi wenyewe tunaweza tukatatua. Hiyo ndio mambo tukataka hata deputy president address kuangalia. Kura zake za 2022 isikuje karibiwa na Mandago.
However, the Uasin Gishu County government says that the askaris were only evicting the hawkers forcefully after they defied an order to evict the CBD. The county says the hawkers have congested the town with their wares, with some even engaging in unlicensed business.
Mtu alikuwa na kisu na ametunga askari. Tumekimbiza hospitali. So hiyo kungangana na askari, wale waliowaona pale walikuwa na tisamu hiyo mtu ambaye alikuwa na kisu.
An incident Nakuru leaders are terming political.
Hii serikali itatengenezwa tayari. Tunaongea ingine ya 5 years to come. Jamani, is that how we run politics in Kenya? Tungeomba kwanza hii serikali ambayo tuko naye na iko mikononi, kwanza we deal with this government. Asikuja akaingia katikati yetu na tutakuharibia kura, si ndio?
Financial services firm PricewaterhouseCoopers has been banned in India. PwC now face a 2-year ban after India's financial regulator, Securities and Exchange Board of India, accused it of failing to spot fraud of over 1.7 billion shilling at a defunct tech firm, Satyam Computer Services. Ramalinga Raju, who is the former chairman of the tech firm, was sentenced to 7 years in jail along with 9 co-conspirators after he admitted in 2009 to inflating the Satyam's profits with fictitious assets, non-existent cash, and misreporting of debts the company owed. In its ruling, the regulator says PwC overlooked several red flags which were all too obvious for any reasonable professional auditor to miss. And on that note, we take a short break. We'll be right back with more stories. Don't go too far.